Product 101 is brought to you by Beamer. Check it out at getbeamer.com. Today's episode, how to implement an effective changelog for your SaaS. If you're a SaaS company, your team is likely working hard to create new features, perform bug fixes, and continuously improve your product. But how do you let your users know that? Changelogs are becoming almost mandatory for SaaS companies as an incredibly valuable sales and engagement tactic. Changelogs are not only an opportunity to showcase your product's growth and progress, but more importantly, a way of engaging and retaining users. As any veteran SaaS company knows, long-term users are the foundation of your revenue and future growth. It's cheaper to actually focus on retaining existing customers rather than acquiring new ones. User acquisition, particularly in SaaS, is both expensive and a long process to conversion. Regardless of what tool you decide to use or which type of audience you're targeting, a SaaS company needs to keep in mind some crucial points to using the changelog to its fullest potential. Here's some tips. Tip number 1, a room of their own. This probably seems elementary.
Elementary, my dear Watson.
But think about it. Where are the changelogs normally located for SaaS products? Right. They can sometimes be located in hard-to-find places, hidden away on a static page, or buried under lots and lots of clicks. It's basically a scavenger hunt. And if you end up finding them, congrats, they're typically in an area of the site for either developers only or tossed in the help section. It's rare to find changelogs in a dedicated place where normal users will easily stumble upon them, but you want them to. Make it easy on them. Bring your changelog to your users and not your users to your changelog. Your changelog should be somewhere frequently trafficked, in plain view, easily accessible, and in context for both existing users and potential new customers. Put it in your homepage and also within your product. Or even better, curate different changelogs to the interests of new and returning users depending on where they'll find it. With either approach, make it easy for users to stumble upon. No map required. Tip number 2, clear and engaging updates. There's nothing quite worse than an all-text changelog. There's nothing enticing or interesting about it. In fact, it's the opposite. It'll get you no attention and your updates will go unnoticed. Sorry. Create updates that are visually engaging and let the new feature shine while making its value clear to your users. Did you know? The human brain processes images 60,000 times faster than text. And 90% of information transmitted to the brain is visual. So, don't just explain in a rambling paragraph what the feature does and hope users take notice, interest, and advantage of it. Instead, show the functionality with GIFs and video tutorials. Make it something that'd capture even your attention. Just adding a visual element alone helps your feed and updates look more interesting, but also grab users' attention in a matter of seconds. A picture's worth 1,000 words, they say, and might be a little cliche. But with roughly 65% of the population categorized as visual learners, maybe that cliche is onto something. Remember, visuals over text. Tip number 3, a clear path to action. It's one thing to get people either reading or listening, it's another to get them to take action. In addition to visual elements, you really want to encourage users to engage with and start using new features right away. But how? For that, you should include clear call to actions or CTAs. For example, if you're sharing a new feature, invite users to, quote, try it out. If you're sharing an update, remind developers that they can, quote, read more about the technical details. Keep your updates short and use CTAs to get users engaging again with your product. You don't want improvements going unnoticed or unexplained, and you certainly don't want users to feel like they're not keeping up with your product and how it works. Tip number 4, personalize updates. You want to create updates that are exciting and enjoyable to read, right? So it's probably not the wisest to dedicate your technically savvy dev team to be your only changelog writers. Otherwise, we'll go ahead and say it. These might come out a little dry, and maybe not make the most sense to all of your end users. You want to write your changelog in a way that's both accessible and understandable for everyone and gets the most crucial point across first. It's all about your audience. Okay, for example, if you're sharing a technical update or a bug fix, your dev team might be able to give the best overview of what's changed for more technical teams. It makes sense. Great. However, if you're sharing a new feature, you might want your product marketing team to write the changelog from an end user's perspective. Your whole team should be involved in your changelog, in the same way they are involved in your product. Leverage each of their areas of expertise and voices for the right changelog entries. Not all users are the same. They'll be much more excited to engage with your changelog if it's made for them and with them in mind. Every time you improve a product, you have the perfect excuse to showcase your product and bring users or leads back. Targeted push notifications can help with just that. You can update your users no matter where they are online instantaneously. Updates and coverage like this will help you get your users back to your product, exploring your new features and engaging with it. Communication can either make or break keeping users on board. Think of your changelog not as a place just to dump a list of new stuff and list changes, but an active platform to convene, communicate, and engage with users, current and potential new leads. Cover as many fronts as you can. Attract users with engaging and highly visual content. Tailor your updates with different users in mind. Deploy communication strategies to push users to action and bring them back with each and every post. If you're looking for a changelog, then Beamer is the product you're looking for. Beamer is a no-code changelog that embeds directly into your app or site. It lets you share beautiful, engaging updates, track your audience, and curate your content by user interests, membership status, and even in their own language. Beamer has an entire easy-to-use suite of tools that includes publishing, analytics, feedback, and all sorts of notifications both inside and outside your app. You can implement all the previously mentioned tips with a single tool like Beamer. To create an engaging changelog for your SaaS, sign up for Beamer today at getbeamer.com. You can also take a look at the blog, where you'll find lots of articles about product marketing and the SaaS industry in general. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give us a like. It really helps. This has been Product 101. We'll meet again soon. Ciao!